Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I've never used that as an introduction, have I? So I am still feeling a little bit out of sorts, still with the allergies and the medication for that. So I'm just going to read something to get started, to get the ball rolling. What I have done here is I've printed off the most bizarre Facebook post from fake Auntie Ashley, aka prime suspect number one in Trinity Bacchus's no foul play suspected, nothing to see over here, folks, passing away from 2 years ago, November. So this is Ashley's post, and I'll just start out with my regular stuff real quick. Everything I say, including what I read, is simply my opinion for the sake of hoping to start a conversation, open up a discussion, learn something, be educational. All my videos are made for YouTube. It's an entertainment platform. I hope that you can benefit from watching this video. I know that I benefit tremendously from doing these videos, so it's kind of like art therapy for me in a sense, which, that is my background, my professional background. Please hit that thumbs up button. Yeah, it's busted. The thumb is busted, but that's okay. Please hit that thumbs up button and make sure you're still subscribed. Share a video of mine with someone that you think might like my channel. Turn on your notification bell to ring a ding ding. And here we go. So nobody is here yet. I'm so very sad. But I'll go ahead and read it anyway, and then I'll just delete it if it's an awful video. But it worked out all right yesterday. So, all right. So this was November 14th, 2022. You guys all remember Trinity Bacchus? Christine, hello, lovely. You remember Trinity Bacchus, right? Of course you do. You're probably one of the people who told me to look into her case. And I was like, back off. I'm not looking at anything except Kylie Rodney. Leave me alone. Were you one of those people, Christine? There was a couple handfuls, and once I finally looked at it, I was like, oh, you were? Oh my God, that's hilarious. Well, thank you, my dear, and I apologize for being so bratty. I was just new to this platform. I didn't know any better. I didn't know to listen to my freaking chat and listen to my subs, because that's where it's at. So how are you today, my dear? And thank you for watching for 2 freaking years. That's amazing. So it was pretty easy to find on the internet. I was surprised. I thought it might have been scrubbed or something. Ashley Bajorkland. And it is 3 pages, single space, just like regular print from the old Facebook. Even though I don't use my Facebook anymore. So luckily I didn't have to log in to get it, because I'll be honest with you, once I log in to Facebook, you'll never see me again. That's why I stay off of it, because I just get lost in the Facebook quagmire. It's insane, isn't it? I can't. I just have to stay away. Steer clear. It's like 1 post is too many, 1,000 is never enough, right? That's good old 12-step saying. So, yes, we are doing therapy together, Christine, just one-on-one. I think that's called reevaluation co-counseling, if you've heard of that. That was a big thing back in the 70s and still is for a lot of folks, so that nobody has to pay money. And it's like more human because it's back and forth. Whereas as a professional therapist, or even as the client paying the professional therapist, I think I prefer that, because then you know your role and you just get to relax into it. So if you're the client, it's all about you. And if you're the therapist, it's all about them. And I call it a paid vacation from my own problems. So not that I have any, right? I'm curious what part of the world you're in, Christine, if you just want to say like what time zone you're in. I'm on the East Coast time zone in the state of Ohio. And let's get rolling with this post, because it is so strange. And I found it insane when I first read it. I've found it insane ever since then. And I was really happy both that I found it and that I printed it and that I reviewed it, because the printing messed up a little bit. So I was able to print it twice. So we should be good to go. This was November 14th, 2022. And the missing poster that I put in my thumbnail of Trinity Backus has everything missing. Oh, Wisconsin. What a lovely state. I literally love Wisconsin. Her last name is missing, where she was last seen, any details. I mean, you got a photograph, you got a first name, you got age 16, and that's practically it. I put that on the thumbnail so you could see, because that was one of the things that was so alarming about her case. But all three of these cases, her and, of course, Kylie Rodney, and then, of course, Dante del Toro, very, very alarming. All 16, all deceased, all like nothing to see over here, folks, but things aren't right with any of them. Nothing adds up. Okay, here we go. As promised. First of all, I want to start by thanking you to all the kind souls, by saying thank you to all the kind souls out there for your love and respect and kind words during the most tragic time of our lives. We did everything in our power that any parent or family member would do in our situation to find our sweet girl. Unfortunately, it was too late, and that is something that we have to live with. That is something that is never going to go away, and that is something that is going to leave a hole in our hearts for the rest of our lives. I hope this answers some of your questions. Wednesday the 9th, I got home from Sarah's house where I was hanging out making Christmas signs. I left her house around 3:45 to 4 o'clock, where I headed home to meet Logan, who was coming to bring me dinner. When I pulled into the driveway, I seen Trinity's car. At that point, I had remembered that she texted me about a week previously. Here, I want to get out of the way so that you can see the cool lights. I was like blocking them all day yesterday. I usually try to sit to the side. Okay. Let's see. Where's we at? The dinner. When I pulled into the driveway, I seen Trinity's car. At that point, I had remembered that she texted me about a week previously asking if she could have a sleepover with a girlfriend. When I got into the house, the girls had thrown their stuff on the floor in the living room, and they were sitting out back. I had come outside and told them they needed to come inside and pick up their stuff, that my living room was not their bedroom. At that point, they both came in, folded their clothes and whatnot, and stacked it on the couch. Hey, Sandra. Good morning, my dear. Thanks for saying hi. It's just the three of us. Just a little tea party, right? I don't even know where I set my coffee down, but I do have my water. Let's see. Coffee is my one very bad, unhealthy habit, but I can't mess with it. Here we go. At that point, they both came in, folded their clothes and whatnot, and stacked it on the couch. Trinity asked me if her and her friend could make some popcorn, and I said yes. I got it out of the cupboard for them. She put it in the microwave and cooked it. After that, her and her friend came back outside. So let me just stop for a second right here. Way too many details that are completely unnecessary. Huge red flag. After that, her and her friend came back outside and were hanging out on my porch. I went in my room, drew a bath, and she spells it like the name Drew with a capital D. Drew a bath on my bed, sat on my bed, ate some food with Logan. I got into the bath. Trinity had texted me while in the bath asking me if I had any paintbrushes because her and her friend wanted to do watercolor. Another thing, why is she not saying the name of the friend? Obviously not wanting to implicate anyone, right? Okay, the kid's a minor. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt on that. I called her and told her that I had some in the shed. I told her where they were and hung up the phone. I was in the bath for probably another 30 to 45 minutes. During all of that time, Logan was with me in the bathroom. Again, did anyone ask where Logan was? I got out of the bath, got dressed. Logan and I went and sat on the back porch. Trinity and Hannah were sitting on the other side of my porch. I told them both to come over and sit in front of my room so they did not disturb my roommate. The girls got up and came and sat down with me, and they were curled up. Trinity was wearing my robe. She had a blanket over her, and her friend was sitting next to her wearing my big, fluffy black jacket. I'm getting the creeps because Trinity was curled up and had a blanket over her. You know what I'm thinking. Creepy AF. Thinking that she's already expired. And again, Ashley's just trying to cover her bases for anything that anybody might have seen, like a neighbor or the roommate, or maybe a security camera kind of thing. Trinity wanted to show me the watercoloring pictures they had done, so she asked me to hand her the book. At that point, we spent a little while going through her pictures, and she was explaining to me which each one of them meant. Her and her friend were curled up, hanging out, been pretty mellow for the most part. Trinity asked me if she could braid my hair. So we went into my room and we all sat on my bed. So this is one of my theories, is that Trinity was already expired when Ashley got home, that she'd been assaulted by some dudes. And then Ashley came in and was trying to clean up and cover up. That's a theory. Trinity asked me if she could braid my hair, so we went into my room and we all sat on my bed. Again, why all? It's just the two of them. Oh, wait, no. Okay, here we go. Sorry. All of us being Logan, me, Trin, and her friend. Trinity parted my hair and started doing 2 French braids. But again, I need to interrupt myself because Ashley does a really good job of making sure that Logan is always in her sight the way she writes this. So he couldn't have done anything to anybody because she had eyes on him the whole time, right? And I'm very suspicious of Logan, obviously. The boyfriend, the boy toy, who would have been home with the 2 teenage girls, possibly by himself or with friend or friends or roommate before Ashley got there. Trinity parted my hair and started doing 2 French braids, only she thought it would be funny to tie my hair into a knot to hold in the braid. I told her to stop putting knots in my hair. Wait a second. Like I said, it cut off at the bottom, but I reprinted it so that I have the rest of it. But no, it took out the same part, I think. Sorry. I got it. I got it together almost, right? It's so insane. Technology is so insane, is it not? Okay, it was on page 1. I should have gone over this more carefully before starting with you guys. Sorry, just a second here. Oh, you know what? It looks like Okay, I think I got it figured out. I think. Goodness gracious, I really should start over, shouldn't I? WTF, you guys. It's all different. I apologize. If you want to bail on me, I understand, but I think that I can get it figured out. So I told her to stop putting knots in my hair. And I think it just skips a line. So let's just go with it. It won't make sense, but I'm going to just keep moving. Was too bad. At that point, I told her to get out of my room to go to bed. She was done braiding my hair if she was going to put knots in it. I think it just skipped one line. I got up, went into the bathroom, and brushed my hair out. Trin and her friend went out to the living room and turned on the TV and got comfy on the couch. I texted her telling her I'm sorry for getting frustrated and I loved her. Gee whiz, why does that remind me of Scammy's last communication with Kylie, the mom's last communication with Kylie, and I'm on live. Damn family. Okay. Like I haven't had enough trouble, right? But at least I can greet my new folks. Michael McAllister, hello, and hit that like button if you'd be so kind. Lovely to see you. Where did I see you last night? Was it Robbie Harvey's live? You remember. I'm all foggy. And then my phone's ringing and it's annoying. Okay. Let me see if I can find my place again after taking 12 years to find it. I think I can. I got up and went into the bathroom and brushed my hair out. Trin and her friend went out to the living room, turned on the TV, and got comfy on the couch. I texted her telling her I'm sorry for getting frustrated, and I loved her. That's where I left off. Then I had texted her when I lay down, asking her to please turn down the TV. She texted me back, asking if it was still too loud. I told her to please turn it down a little bit more. At that point, I fell asleep. That was probably around 9:45. Logan was in bed next to me watching TV, starting to doze off as well. Okay, so she has to pretend that he's sleeping when she's sleeping, right? They fell asleep at the exact same time. I mean, I could fall asleep at 9:45 easy, but that's a little early for a lot of people. Let's see. Hannah says at around 10:15 or so, they went outside on the porch to smoke weed. One of the girls had brought a bong over, bong rips, and that is what they were smoking out of. Yeah, I'm sure she didn't have any paraphernalia at her house, right? Because contributing to the delinquency of a minor, even though recreational marijuana was probably 100% legal in California, not for people underage. So that would still be contributing to the delinquency of a minor, just like alcohol. And that is what they were smoking out of. Friend says that when the lighter went off, Trinity got really scared and started to freak out. At 10:30, she opened my back door yelling that the house was going to blow up. At that point, I jumped out of bed, ran into the living room because I thought the house was on fire because I have an open fireplace. The house was fine. I was in a daze and very confused. I walked back into my bedroom where my back door was open. Logan was on the porch and I could see Trinity. I told her she needs to get her butt inside. So a little contentious here. I always say when somebody's disappeared or been injured or a fatal injury, it's not a good idea to let people know that you had a contentious interaction right before that happened, right? My phone is running very low right now, very slow right now, so I might have to get off of here. Well, thanks for coming in and saying hi. JR Nana Boomer, I'm here driving, listening. Awesome. Totally cool. You guys are the greatest. Bong rips hit you so very. Hi. Yeah, them damn bong rips. Okay. I walked back into my bedroom where my back door was open. Logan was on the porch and I could see Trinity. I told her she needs to get her butt inside. That's right where I left off. Sorry. And go to bed. She was yelling, speaking nonsense that I did not understand. And she told Logan she could see radiation to come outside. She would show him. So she's telling the teenager to go to bed at about 10:15. Yeah, that makes sense. Not. Especially when allowing the teenager to do bong rips. Okay. None of it makes sense. Logan at that point went into the house to put his shoes and a sweater on and went back outside. That was within seconds. He came back in the house minutes later and said to me he could not find her. I got out of bed, got dressed, and we started searching the property. At that point, we could still not find her. So I called her mom probably about 30 minutes within all of this happening. Her mom was up at my house within 15 to 20 minutes max. Mind you, she lives down Highway 49. As soon as she got here, oh, remember, mind you, she moved back in with Deputy Stanio, her ex-husband. As soon as she got here, she got out of the car and started screaming Trinity's name, searching. At that point, I called 911. The cops were up here within 30 minutes. You would think Deputy Stanio would come running, unless he was over there in Nevada County. Because I'm pretty sure this is Placer County. Yeah, it is Placer County. Grass Valley, I think, is where they are, or somewhere around there. After they showed up, search and rescue was up here within an hour. That's interesting to have search and rescue there so fast. Doesn't make sense. Remember, within that hour, we did not stop looking. We were searching. Everybody that was here was looking for her. We were walking through people's yards, screaming her name, searching my property, my outbuildings, my chicken coops. We drove around the block. We drove up and down Bitney Springs. We drove the dirt road that goes past my house towards Excelsior. We did not stop looking for our sweet girl until she was found. But no, she wasn't found for a couple of days. Lots of peer pressure stuff going on with the children here. Yeah. And none of that makes sense. So if they're in such a panic, why not do an Amber Alert? But what they didn't have in Trinity's case, which would make sense why they didn't do an Amber Alert, is that they didn't have a car with a license plate that they could attach to the Amber Alert. That's actually one of the requirements. And then one of the other requirements is that you suspect that this kid was abducted, which it sounds to me like she might have been, but they're not putting that out there. We did not stop looking for a sweet girl until she was found. For those of you who are making speculations, that would be me. I can admit it. I can cop to it. I understand everybody has a lot of questions and people want to know why we didn't put out to the public that the kids had done rugs. We were advised by authority that telling the public that she and her friend had snuck and done acid was not going to help the situation. But it is very important to put all the information out there if you really want to find your missing person. You have to understand people have judgment, and we were not looking for that. All we wanted was to find her safe and bring her home. Telling people the truth might interfere with that. No, telling people that she was on rugs could have put her in further danger if she was wandering the streets and picked up by someone who wanted to do further harm or influence her in a bad way. That is true. But if she was on LSD, somebody would probably figure that out pretty quickly, that she wasn't batting 100 or 1,000, right? Wasn't playing with a full deck, kind of like me at the moment. It's sus to us, Michael McAllister. Grass Valley. Yes, exactly, Sandra. It is right where Lindsay and Tony moved to. And it's also where Sunshine Fowler lives. Sunshine Fowler, the boyfriend of Trinity, the mom of the boyfriend of Trinity. And the priestess or some kind of religious figure in their community that coordinated and officiated the celebration of life. That's Sunshine Fowler. And then her son had two beautiful redhead girlfriends that passed away before he turned 18. He had two girlfriends that passed away, and almost a year to the day. Paisley Woodard was November 1st of 2021, and then Trinity Backus was around November 9th, I think. I think she went missing on the 7th, so she probably passed that day, but she was discovered on the 9th. So I don't know what they say her date of unaliving is, but that was 2022. Okay. People want to make speculation about her bio father's podcast. Oh, I wonder what her bio father's podcast is. Well, why don't you ask yourself why her bio father is not in her life before you want to point fingers? I'm not here to fight and I'm not here to argue, but please don't be a follower. Do your homework and do your research. That's what we always say. The truth will come out. We have no problem sharing with the community what truly happened as soon as we get back the toxicology and autopsy. Okay, so it's going to take me another minute to figure out where I'm at because I got the two sets. And the second set, unfortunately, was from somebody else's post. So that's why it's not a perfect match. I thought it was the same exact thing, but that's what threw me off. Let's see. Oh my God, this is a nightmare, especially with the medication, the cold medicine. Okay, now I found it. Woohoo! I really needed everybody to understand that her boyfriend, Francis, I wasn't going to say his name, did not give her rugs. He does not sell rugs! Exclamation point. Oh, wow. Okay, so now we know. I can't believe I missed that before. He does not sell rugs. He is an amazing kid. He was Trinity's love. They were best friends. He was her person and she was his. He is going through more pain than any of you will ever have to know in a lifetime. So please try to have the respect and the kindness in your heart that he deserves. So he might be a dealer and he's got two deceased girlfriends and he's not even 18 at that point in time. I think he was 17, I think. I could be off by a year either direction. His girlfriend the year before was 15, Paisley Woodard, when she passed, I'm pretty sure. And then Trinity was 16. I know that when she passed, just like Kylie and just like Dante. Andrea wants her daughter to be remembered for who she was, and she was the most amazing human. She loved her family so much. Her mom was one of her very best friends. Let's see if I can do this. It's terrible coming to the end of the page and then having it go all cattywampus on me. Her mom was one of her very best friends. And again, I think we miss a line. What teenager has pictures of their mom in their room on their desk? Trinity was an artist. And then something about braiding the hair. She knew how to do that on her dolls and watching videos. She didn't always love being a big sister, but she was always there no matter what, when her little sister needed her. And she loved her fiercely. She enjoyed going to the river and hiking. She wasn't the kind of girl who wanted to be friends with everybody, but when her soul resonated with yours, she held you close, cared for you like nobody ever would, and was a true friend. Trinity loved music, dancing, and making funny TikToks, even though some of them were sometimes a little odd. What more can you expect from a teenager who's going through hormonal stage? Why is she talking about this crap? To cover up for all the stuff she's not talking about. Trinity enjoyed babysitting on her free time to save up for social trips. Francis and her were planning to go to Hawaii together, so she was saving every dollar to walk hand in hand with her first and only love on the beach. Please remember Trinity for who she was and not the stupid, childish mistake she chose to make. Kids are kids, and they're not advanced enough to know the outcome of their actions. Unfortunately, her mistake cost her her life and left us all with a hole that will never be filled and a love that we will never know again. Mind you, this Ashley is a model. She's one of those OnlyFans models, just like her mother is. And I had done research on them a couple years ago. I looked up their like Instagram pages, I think is what it was. It is some pretty freaky stuff. Yeah. I had never heard of OnlyFans until then, and it's not something I really care to learn more about. But I do apologize for all the crazy with the double printing. How annoying. Unbelievably annoying. I don't know. Trying to get them in order. So it is over 2 pages, single space. It's about 2.5. And you got the gist of it. Unfortunately, I hadn't gone over it as much as I should have before coming on live, but that's okay. I made it on, might be a goofy video, but we're here. So thanks. Interesting. Sandra says, wonder if the rug was laced with fentanyl, which would call for more than basic toxicology case test. And yeah, I mean, it could be as simple as that. And then people panicking and then hiding the evidence, the remains of the deceased, and then scrambling, trying to figure out what to do. So yeah, that's a really good point. Let's see. Where did I put my notebook? My notebook is here. And I've got my phone and I've got my 2 sets of the Facebook post. So yeah, what a disaster that was, trying to read from 2 sets that weren't synced up at all. But what a bizarre post. What an absolutely, truly bizarre post. And Ashley's was posted on November 14th. And then I think her friend reposted it the next day. Sally Vasquez. Wait a second. This is what Sally says. Oh, you guys, here's a little bit of gold. At the beginning of Sally's post, she says Trinity's aunt, Ashley Bjorklund, last Facebook post. She explains what exactly happened that night before Trinity came up missing. I think this is about the 4th, 5th time the story has changed, sadly. Frankly, I'm just wondering why their stories keep changing. Oh, Sally, I like you. To me, the only reason to lie is to hide the truth. And why would you want to hide the truth? See, that's why they are being questioned. A young girl died way too soon, and we need to know exactly why. Trinity deserves that, and that's all that matters. Oh, Sally, mind your own beeswax. No, I'm just kidding. And so then a couple of the comments on Sally's, Ginger Boo says, so what exactly happened to her? How did she die? And then Callie Painter says, theory, she died of hypothermia. I read she took off all of her clothes, and I know hypothermia can give you a false sense of feeling really hot. I think she ran, potentially got wet in the ravine, hid somewhere out of fear from her trip, and then passed due to exposure. And then Lisa Marie Doyle says, unless you have dropped a hit of acid, don't try to understand or speculate. Okay. Well, especially if it's bad acid. I mean, bad acid can kill you pretty much all by itself. I think that's what was happening at Woodstock when they were saying, like, you know, don't eat the brown acid, it's bad. Pretty sure that something that it was laced with was causing people an automatic toxic death. So I'll read you just a couple of the comments that printed out with Ashley's post. So these are, you know, going to be to Ashley. Wow, what a nightmare. So sorry for everyone's loss. Oh, Ashley, sending you and your family all my love. I'm so sorry for your loss. Sending you all prayers and hugs. I love you guys so much. I hope your hearts find peace. Ashley, you are so brave for writing this post. My heart is breaking for you and Andrea. I can't even imagine. Teens will be teens and do teen things. It literally could have been any one of us or any of our children. I'm so sorry. It was this sweet ... So, yeah, I mean, whoever's care the minor is in is responsible for the safety and well-being of that minor. So, honestly, in the end, if this story is similar to the truth or the truth, Ashley would be responsible for Trinity's safety. But Ashley was allowing her to do rugs at her house. So she should be investigated and potentially prosecuted for that. But around the same time was when Governor Newsom said, no dealers are going to be prosecuted in any fatalities because they're just trying to make money. They're not trying to off people. So, therefore, even though it's not legal to sell, we won't bust anybody, because if we did, we'd have to arrest the entire Nevada County Sheriff's Department, allegedly, right? But she wasn't only one to smoke the weed. No one else freaked out. Christine, quit being so smart, girl. I can't believe I never thought of that. You're brilliant. It's so easy to miss the obvious with all the freaking gaslighting. Absolutely stunningly brilliant. In 2 years, I don't think I've ever heard anyone discuss it like that. Too many fine details said before she went through that front gate, in my opinion. Before she went in the front gate or before she went out the front gate. But either way, yeah, we don't need any of these details. We don't need to know about the Christmas signs that you were making. We still don't know what Christmas signs are. We don't need to know all the stories that went with all the drawings that Trinity did in the book. We don't need to know that she learned how to braid the hair with the baby doll when she was little. We don't need to know that she loves being a big sister, even though she's a brat sometimes. All of that gobbledygoo is just to make it look like she's being forthright when that's the furthest thing from the truth. She's covering crap up with all of this meaningless garble, basically. Too many fine details. Yeah. And then, she gives herself a lot of time, like, oh, well, then I had to get dressed and, Logan had to come in and get his shoes. So then eventually when we got back out there looking for her, we couldn't find her, but we immediately called the mom. We immediately called 911 and immediately the rescue squad was there. Like, no, that's not what happened. I can tell you right now, that's not what happened. I'm so sorry, babe. Trin was an amazing girl and will always be remembered that way. My heart breaks for Andrea, you, and the rest of the fam. Sending lots of love and hugs to you all. I'm so sorry for your loss, Ashley. I'm just absolutely heartbroken for you both. Sending you and her mama lots of love, peace, and continued prayers and healing. I'm so sorry for you and your family. I can't even imagine what you're all going through. I hope you're sharing all of this can at least open conversations between parents and teens about the dangers that they are all facing right now. Oh, because otherwise they would have forgotten to have that discussion. Not. Sorry to be so crabby, but yeah, I'm still really suspicious why nobody brings up Christopher Stanio. Christopher Stanio doesn't make a statement. The sheriff's department doesn't include the information that there's a sheriff's deputy involved in this family, closely involved in this immediate family. That's, if they got nothing to hide, then why not come out with that? Because otherwise it looks really suspicious when you find that out. And then things just aren't adding up. So I also wanted to say that I am very leery of the OnlyFans pages. It's kind of a recipe for stalkers, right? And with Ashley and Andrea having OnlyFans pages, and I'll give it to them, they're pretty hot stuff. I mean, they're top-notch erotic models, and that's just the stuff that I saw. I wasn't digging for any back pages or anything like that. Just the powder puff stuff, and it's pretty extreme. It's a lot of TNA, a lot of just highly erotic and very adult, just doesn't show certain parts, sort of like Playboy magazine, really. Very similar, just like a notch under Playboy magazine, in my opinion. And when people subscribe to these OnlyFans pages, I don't know how much contact they have with the models, and I don't know how much information they can find on the models, but my guess is that it's a pretty dangerous lifestyle. It's, again, in my opinion, it's part of the adult industry, and being anywhere near the adult industry brings your life expectancy way down in years. It really does. And then even worse is trying to get out of the adult entertainment industry. So that's what really will bring the life expectancy way down. I've always wondered with Trinity, I've said this recently, I've said it in years gone by, I've always wondered if she ended up on her mom's OnlyFans page. And even if she was presented appropriately, I don't know the rules of OnlyFans, but I would bet you that that's still outside of the parameters. So I'm very curious how that ties in. I'm very curious if it ties in. I'm also very curious if there's OnlyFans pages with Kylie Rodney's case, with Scammy, with the whole truckie industry, the $33.8 billion of contracts. So, yeah, the other case with the OnlyFans is the Idaho 4. So all those hot and wild college girl photographs of the Idaho 4, the 3 girls and the 1 guy, a lot of those photos are curated for OnlyFans pages, in my opinion. And in that case, I did a lot of research, and I suspect that that's a huge element in that case. So when these people with OnlyFans pages have people close to them that wind up unalived when they're teenagers, you just gotta wonder, right? So Trinity's boyfriend's ex passed away also when they were dating as well. Yes. But from what was extra toxicology done in her autopsy, if both cremated by chance, I doubt it. So Paisley Woodard is the name of his previous girlfriend who passed away the year before. The story, the official narrative is that she was like skateboarding at 3 or 4 in the morning on November 1st, I think. So right after Halloween night. I think it was the night of the 31st, the morning of the 1st. And she was skateboarding in Grass Valley and she was hit by a car. And that the girl who was driving, I think, was 18, and that she was on a Molly. And then she did not have to do any jail time. Apparently, she just had to wear an ankle monitor. So that was pretty screwy. And I'm not remembering the name of the girl who mowed her down with the car. But yeah, all of that defensiveness about Francis Fowler not being a dealer, it makes you wonder if he was a dealer. So the other case that I wanted to talk about, in the title I put 3 cases, and I have not known that much about Dante Del Toro, De La Toro. I've not known much about his case over the last couple of years, but I have been learning some about it. So he was 16 years old. He went to Colfax High School, about not too far from Grass Valley. And then he went up to Gold Bar. Is that the name of it? I think it's Gold Bar. Let me see. Dante. So he was working on a school project. It was midweek. It was like a Wednesday, and it was 12:30. So I'm wondering, was he at school and kind of went on his own little field trip, or was it a field trip with others? Gold Run. That's the name of the where the rest stop on Interstate 80. So yeah, he went up to the Gold Run rest stop on Wednesday, December 7th, and there was an extensive search. Authorities found the body of the teenager in a remote wooded area. Dante De La Torre went to work on a school project, and when he did not return, he was reported missing. Police have not yet revealed the exact cause of his passing, but believe there was no foul play involved in the case. So, why was that same thing stated with Trinity Backus, that they hadn't done the autopsy, that they didn't know what caused her to be unalive, but that there was no foul play suspected? That's just their MO. Nothing to see over here, folks. I mean, you have a deceased teenager. You're going to first rule out foul play. So he had gone to collect soil samples for a school project. So it says he was supposedly working on a school project before going missing. Police later found him deceased in a remote area shortly before 7 p.m. the following day, on Thursday. So that would be like December 8th. Cops said the area was 60 miles north of California state capital, Sacramento. On Thursday, a day after the student went missing, police stated Dante went to Gold Run rest stop area for a school project at around 12:30 yesterday. He has had no contact with friends or family since then. The police believe that Dante possessed a hand towel, snow boots, a little shovel, and water bottles before he vanished. A childhood friend of Dante's told an outlet that the teen had gone to collect soil samples for a school project. Authorities have discovered that Dante De La Torre went to the woods near Interstate 80 on Wednesday afternoon. Police also found his white Subaru in the Gold Run rest stop's parking lot. Authorities confirmed that on the afternoon of December 7th, 2022, Dante left his car and the parking lot and also stopped communicating with his family. Several search parties consisted of civilians wanted to look for the teenager. To avoid chaos and haphazardness, police urged the public to leave the search to authorized agencies only. That makes me suspicious. Usually they want all the help that they can get so they can do like a grid search. That makes me very suspicious. The Placer County Sheriff's Office stated, while we appreciate the offer to help, this will only impede our search. They further added, we currently have over 36 specially trained searchers and canines who specialize in scent detection and looking for Dante. If the public begins searching in the area, there's a likelihood our canines will lose Dante's scent, impacting our search for him. We thank our community for their understanding. After extensive searches for about 24 hours, the authorities finally found the remains of Dante in a remote area in the woods. They then issued a statement saying, it is with a heavy heart that we are updating the community that 16-year-old Dante was found deceased this afternoon in a remote wooded area near the Gold Run rest stop. I think it was about half a mile away. Well, Trinity was found half a mile away from where she was last seen too, huh? We offer our condolences to the family and Dante's friends during this unbelievably tragic time. The cause of death has not yet been identified, and the body was sent to the coroner for further examination. Same coroner for Trinity, same coroner for Kylie. That coroner. The coroner is Sheriff Wu, right? Wayne Wu. The Sacramento Bee reported that the temperatures dropped to a freezing point on Wednesday night in the area where Dante's remains were found. So I think that the sheriffs are the coroners, but then it's the medical examiner that there's only one of between Nevada County and Placer County. I think it's in Placer County. I don't think Nevada County has their own. So I think I just read this part. The temperatures dropped to a freezing point on Wednesday night in the area where Dante's remains were found. Angela Musalem, a spokesperson for the sheriff's office, told the outlet, "There's varying terrain, steep terrain, rough terrain, but it's heavily wooded." School officials expressed in their condolences for the tragic incident involving Dante and said such tragedies, especially when they involve young people, are very difficult to process. Chaplains and additional district counseling staff will be on the Colfax High School campus to provide support to our students and staff as they deal with this devastating news. So, yeah, again, the school is going to be responsible for the safety of their student. If he was at school and then he went on a little school field trip. Here, it's almost done. Let me see if I can read the rest of it. It keeps jumping around. Dante was originally from Auburn, Alabama. The Placer Union High School District mentioned that he was a student in the International Baccalaureate program at Colfax High School in California. That means he was really smart. According to Dante's friends, he was a lovable young boy and was a player on the school soccer team. Funny that he's 16 and they call him a young boy, but Trinity and Kylie were 16 and they call them women, right? Following Dante's death, people have expressed condolences and support for his family and friends on multiple social media platforms. Cameron Salerno, a sports journalist, also tweeted saying, "This is horrible. Dante was a junior soccer player at Colfax High School, RIP. I was hoping and praying for a safe return. Sorry to hear. Thoughts to loved ones." A handful of people have also questioned whether there was foul play involved or if the police ruled out the possibility too quickly. Although officials found the teen's body, many questions are yet to be answered. They're investigating why Dante had gone to the woods alone and why he was allowed to leave the school during school hours. I mean, the school should be getting sued by the family. And I looked for that and I didn't find anything about a lawsuit. And also the actual reason behind his death. The case is currently under investigation and the coroner's report is yet to be disclosed. I think that's the whole thing. I hope so, because I'm tired of reading and I want to read what you guys are writing. Yeah, that's all. That's all they wrote. Kylie Rodney Justice, what's up? Paisley, yes. I didn't realize you got it here, Kylie Rodney Justice. Lovely to see you, Sagali. Am I saying it right? Truth Tsunami, Sagali. Paisley was hit and run by the Fowler kid's ex-girlfriend. Wait a second. Are you serious? I never got that information that she was his ex-girlfriend. She was drunk driving, but I wonder if she hit Paisley out of jealousy. How did I miss that was his ex-girlfriend? I believe you. I 100% believe you, but I'm just blown away. It almost has a vague recollection to me, but I don't know. That could just be the Sudafed talking. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry for jumping in. I just clicked on. No. I'm so glad you did. That is amazing information. And I want to look into that. Let's see. It's very weird that there's no update on Dante. Well, we could do a records request for his autopsy. Hi, Sagali. God bless everyone, and everyone have a blessed day today. Absolutely. Shannon Moon, maybe. So Shannon Moon would be the coroner for Nevada County because she's the Nevada County sheriff. So Nevada County, Placer County, like I said, only one of them has a morgue, and I want to say it's Placer County. So they both use the same medical examiner, both those counties. But then we know that the sheriff that is the coroner is also the public administrator. So it makes it really easy to control the narrative in cases where they want to do that. I seen that our fan from A for J is just now learning that sheriff has sons, teenage boys. Oh dear. Yeah, so Wayne Wu had a son who graduated from the high school further west in Placer County that started with an L. And he was 18. That was one of the many Nates. Let me see if I can look up Placer County High School. I don't think that they have any more kids going there. I think Wayne Wu had 4 kids. So Roseville is where that's where Marie, the one that I always want to call Angel, but that's not her name. Man, they have a lot of high schools. Yeah, here it is, Del Oro High School in Loomis, California. That's where Wu's son had just graduated from. And then Nate Kabakunga, something like that. Goodness gracious. 20-year-old Nathan Kabakungan was charged with red rum. This is August 12th of 2022. So he was arrested just 6 days after Kylie was reported missing. And I'm just looking for the name of the minor. So he was 21 years old at the time, and the girl was 15. I might not say her name in here. Help me out, you guys, if you remember her name. Marie something. Cute little girl. It's got to be in one of these articles. Fox 40. Like sometimes they don't have the name of the victims, especially when they're underage. It just drives me nuts, though, when I can't remember the names. And I know I have it in all my notes, but I'm not going to dig for it because I know I was talking about it just a couple weeks ago. So he received 15 years. It was on July 12th that he pled guilty. You guys remember her name, don't you? Just put it in there. Shan, you know her name. Marie something. The little Jewel. Jewel is her first name. Here we go. Jewel Wolf. Is it Jewel Marie Wolf? Something like that. Yeah, it's Jewel Wolf, and I think her middle name might be Marie. But again, I'm all foggy brained. Shan, lovely to see you, my dear. That was an awesome live you did last night with Sleuthy Goosey's take on the autopsy. I'm looking forward to getting through the rest of it. I was almost going to go through the rest of it by myself and then, kind of have a leg up for going over it again with the group. Yeah, she said a lot of brilliant things, didn't she? She's a smart lady. And yeah, that is so crazy, Michael McAllister, that she's only just figured that out. Allegedly, remember, there was like 8 kids there that had parents, or like in Kate Cunio's situation, an uncle who was in law enforcement. So Kate Cunio's uncle, Dave Cunio, is a Sacramento County sheriff. No, Sacramento County sergeant for the sheriff. And then the Wu kid, I honestly don't think I ever knew all of the names of all the kids that allegedly had parents in law enforcement there. But it was as many as 8, wasn't it, Shan? Do you guys remember? And yeah, that girl was Fowler's ex-girlfriend. Shan, did you know that the chick that was driving the car that killed Paisley Woodard, that she was Fowler's ex-girlfriend? Madison Felhaber, Felhaber. So, and yeah, it's Paisley Woodard McCoken. I always forget the third name there. There's a lot of interesting information here on the internet, huh? So there's a petition, Justice for Paisley, and trying to get justice for, for Madison Felhaber to have to get real justice. So it only got 1,645 signatures, and they were looking for 2,500. And this was from July 23rd, 2022. And since my brain doesn't work, let me just read to you real quickly what it says. Hello, 8 months ago, my good friend Paisley passed away due to a hit and run when she was 15 years old. The driver's name is Madison Felhaber. Multiple people had seen Madison drinking and snorting illegal substances before she got in her car. She was 18 years old at the time. Paisley was skateboarding to her boyfriend's house with him. While Madison was going 100 miles per hour, swerving down Alta Street. Madison had struck Paisley, then drove home and posted pictures of the party she was at and sent multiple people videos of her dented car. Madison then turned herself in when she was sober. The cops did not drug test her when she turned herself in, and has had multiple trials talking about rehabilitation centers for her, but she has been on an in-county arrest. She can go anywhere in Nevada County. I have seen Madison multiple places in downtown and the river wearing her ankle bracelet. Today was Madison's last trial, and the court put her on probation. No jail time at all, even though she took innocent 15-year-old's life, Madison Felleber could have stopped the car and drove her to the hospital, but she chose to run, and that is what makes her a red rummer. That's not just a drunk accident. I have made this petition to get help from the people of our community that want Madison Felleber imprisoned. Justice for Paisley. Yeah. So crazy. What is the deal with this Northern California? We don't care about our teenage kids. It's just going to keep happening. When are you going to do a live stream, Sigali? Michael wants to know. And only able to listen in. Love and blessings to all. Are you still finishing up with your gardens, Shan? You don't have to answer if your hands are in the dirt. Because, yeah, you can't really do much else when you're a gardener. I mean, there's so much that needs to get done. You can't do everything that needs to be done in the garden, let alone anything else, like sleeping, eating, Woodstock, LOL, Jez, you are so very funny. Michael McAllister, I know one of the 4 people that put Woodstock together. He was my friend's dad. His name is Artie Kornfeld. He's still alive. So, yeah, and I think that my sister was taken to Woodstock by, like, my aunt, because I want to say that she was, like, 4, and I might have been, like, 2, and I didn't get taken there. Thank goodness. Yeah, we had crazy parents they were in the Washington, D.C. area, and definitely were the type to hang out at places like Woodstock. Anyway, yeah. Oh, I'm kind of shy. Kylie Rodney Justice, you mean not doing lives? Because, yeah, I was like, I don't know you to do lives. Yeah, I didn't think that I would like it at all. I was very nervous about doing lives and just thought, I kind of felt peer pressure to buy my subs, and I thought I'd try it. But obviously, I seem to be more comfortable with lives than with pre-recorded. Although that's why I like to be making my videos so often, is just to have it be more second nature to talk to the camera. Because, yeah, it's very awkward at first. It's very artificial and hard to get used to. And I think I've told you guys the story. My friend who set up my YouTube page for me the day that we were setting it up said, as you get more comfortable talking to the camera. And I was like, wait, what? I have to talk to the camera? Get comfortable? Like, I couldn't even imagine getting comfortable talking to the camera. But I warmed up to the camera pretty quickly, I must say. I got used to it. And, yeah, I'm just a creature of comfort, a creature of habit. So whatever it is that I do, I just get into a groove with it, and then I keep at it. That's why I try to be really careful in my selections of what I do and don't do. Like taking my kids to that AJR concert, and then I become obsessed with this new band AJR. I haven't talked about them in weeks, you guys. They're the bomb. Did I tell you that I found out that the tour that I saw them on was their first arena tour? So that was way cool. Those guys rock. They're just really interesting people and very much creative geniuses, in my opinion, and brothers. And I just think that's really cute. Adam, Jack, and Ryan, AJR. And then Ryan's the one that has the optical illusions with, when he hears music, he sees colors and lights and stuff like that. So that's kind of what motivates some of their live performance art, is his condition. So he's kind of translating it to share it with the public, which is phenomenal. I highly recommend them. One of my favorite songs by them right now is called Come Hang Out. And if I played it on the video. I might get the video demonetized, but I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and play it because it's such a rockin' song. And then you guys can tell me if that's annoying. Come hang out. Because their big hit is called Bang. And everybody knows that. And I played part of that in one of my videos. But not meant to, I guess. You're working so damn hard, you forgot what you like. And don't you leave us behind. But I'll be there next time. I'll be there next time. I can't complain, no, I won't be mourning. 'Cause I skipped on prom for Elvis Duran in the morning. Yeah. All of my life, I have been starving. Not for a dinner with friends, more of a starving artist. Yep, I'm gonna miss this someday. Yep, I'll miss another Friday. And all my friends say, hey, don't, 'cause you're out of your mind. You're looking so damn hard, you forgot what you like. And don't you leave us behind. But I'll be there next time. I'll be there next time. Last album sales could have been higher. Maybe that's why I haven't seen friends in a while. They're at a bar down in the Bahamas. I'm doing promo, trying to blow up in Chicago. Yep, I'm gonna miss this someday. Yep, I'll miss another Friday. And all my friends say, hey, don't, 'cause you're out of your mind. You're looking so damn hard, you forgot what you like. Don't you leave us behind. But I'll be there next time. I'll be there next time. 'Cause you're out of your mind. You're looking so damn hard, you forgot what you like. And don't you leave us behind. But I'll be there next time. I'll be there next time. 'Cause you're missing a lot. You haven't gone that far. You can find a real job. And someday we can stand here and shine. But I'll be there next time. I'll be there next time. Just another minute. Should I go for more clicks this year? Or should I follow the click in my ear? Should I go for more clicks this year? Or should I follow the click in my ear? Should I go for more clicks this year? Or should I follow the click in my ear? Should I go for more clicks this year? Or should I follow the click in my ear? In my ear, in my ear. Go! Next time. All right. Sorry if I bored you guys with that. Are they so rocking? And I started to do my little dance. And then it made me think of a really cute post about the ray gun break dancer. Have you guys seen that one? Have you ever danced so badly that you were under a criminal investigation? That's the best, right? I haven't talked about ray gun in a while either. What a nut. So let's see. Christine Herman. Michael and Kylie Rodney Justice, we will support you. We are here to spread the love and support. Um, Michael had said, I really believe that you would be great to do live streams and you should go up on live stream with Squirrels on Fire. Does one on Friday night, Sigali. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm sure Shan would love to have you on. I was so nervous when it was a couple of years before I started my YouTube channel. Kelly from Watts the Obsession asked me if I would be like a special guest on her panel. And I was like, I am so flattered, but I would have nothing to talk about. I don't know why you're asking me this. And she was like, no, believe me, you have a lot to say and you'd be really good. And she just like did such a good job with her show and with her channel and gave me so much support. And the audience loved me. And, you know, that's where I got the Xena name, because right before we went on to the first live, she said, oh, you need a stage name. And I was just like, Xena, warrior princess. I don't know. And then it stuck. So that was how I broke the ice with YouTube, like at least a year, if not longer than a year before I started my channel. But I was surprised that I was able to do it. Honestly, I thought that I would not be able to deal with it. And so, yeah, that's, you know, the rest is history, as they say, right? So that's a great idea to go onto somebody's panel just to break the ice. Absolutely. And yeah, you have a lot to say. I know I've heard your voice in your videos. I mean, I know you kind of like to do the montages with the music and putting all the images together and stuff. But I mean, it's just whatever floats your boat, right? It's just nice to find your voice. I mean, that's really what having a YouTube channel is all about, as far as I'm concerned. So if you find your voice through like the visual collages and the music, then great. You know, do what works for you. But if you want to experiment with it, I think as part of the human experience, people like to see another person talking. And I know that so many of the channels do put video and photos in their streams. And I wish that I could do that, but honestly, it's overwhelming to try to figure it out. And maybe someday I will figure it out. But in the meantime, I'm like, it's just me. I'm just talking to you guys, you know, and printing pictures and showing them to you. No, sometimes I do print articles to read them or just read them off of my phone while I'm on here with you guys. So, oh, it's a great song, Kylie Rodney Justice. I'm glad you like it. I was afraid people might be like clicking off, going, oh, good. But yeah, isn't that the coolest song? I love it. Starving artist, not starving for dinner with friends, but more of a starving artist. I've been starving my whole life. What's the lyrics? So cute. And then the part about find a real job, I love that too, because I've pretty much always been an artist by trade, and I've worked for myself much of my life, but I've also done a lot of I don't want to say corporate jobs, but I have done corporate jobs, and they're evil. I mean, they pay well, and there's good things about them, but you know, that line of just find a real job kind of cracks me up, because these three guys have been in their brother band for 18 years from the time that they were little kids. And I'm sure people have told them that their whole lives, like, you know, what are you wasting your time with all this electro pop music? You know, find a real job, right? But no, it's like you just got to follow the beat of your own drum. Do what works for you and be flexible and go with the flow. And it's really nice to have your guys' support And yeah, check out that band if you like that one song. I have about a dozen of their songs that are like my top favorites, and I need to branch out and listen to more of their songs because I'm sure I'm missing some of the good ones because I just listen to the ones that I love over and over again. So I'm really sorry that you're getting stage fright. It happens, but the first time I was ever on stage for a play was in college, and I was in a like a ballet performance when I was in junior high school, and I completely froze up. I had stage fright. I forgot everything I was supposed to do, blah, blah, blah. But then in college, it worked. And like I got up there, I got the stage fright. My brain went blank. I forgot everything. And then I was kind of able to remember my lines just like one word at a time. Like each word as I was supposed to say it, I was able to say it, but I didn't know what the next word was. But I got a really positive response from the audience. And then when I was explaining my stage fright freeze up experience to the other thespians that were more experienced than I was, they were like, that's acting. That's why it's so much fun, because you just get this rush. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought that I was unique, that, that other people like had it together. And then I did a little bit of performance art in college just because I kind of had to. I kind of got painted into a corner with my course of study. And then there was another performance where I was like doing really well. I was remembering all my lines. I was like playing a general or something. And then halfway through, I forgot the rest of my lines. And I just like paced the stage and was thinking, crap, what do I do now? Like, line, please. But I didn't have anybody for that. So I just paced the stage like, I don't know, 2 times. And then the rest of it came to me. And then I was able to like go on with the show and continue kind of without missing a beat after missing a whole bunch of beats. And then everybody afterwards said like, oh man, that was the best part. Like, we thought you planned that out. Like, the suspense was killing us. I was just like, yeah, it was killing me too, because I thought I was done. And there were other people in the play, so I was like, oh man, they're gonna hate me for ruining it for everybody. But magically it all came back. So it's funny. And yeah, I kind of get a little nervous each time I come on live. And then when I was first getting used to it, every time I was doing a live, I thought, oh, this is like the worst one I've ever done. I'm not going to keep this up. And then I would watch it and I'd be like, oh, it's not so bad. And then I just kind of thought, all right, that's my creative process, is that while I'm doing it, I just think it's awful. Like today, I've been thinking this was awful because of my brain freeze and my problems with my printing and then playing you a song off my phone. But, it just is what it is. You just do your thing. I mean, it's nice to have an audience. You certainly don't want to like scare your audience off or turn them away or bore them to death. But, you do you, boo. And then if it works out with others, great. And if it doesn't, so be it. Just do your thing, right? Yes. On that, words of wisdom. It's been an hour and a half. Wow. See, I'm usually only on here for like an hour. I guess the Sudafed's working. I guess I'm feeling better. I was feeling pretty wonky still today, but not nearly as wonky as yesterday. So we'll just keep praying for a better day. And then I'm doing these like head and neck exercises that are supposed to help with the vertigo. Anybody who has vertigo probably is aware of them. You can Google them. I'm not even remembering the name of them right now, but they work. It's like the fluid in your inner ear. Let's see what Google says with vertigo treatment. And I spoke with my physician about it yesterday. Self-treatment. It's like It's just like putting your head at an angle, but it has a name. What's it called? You guys know? The Epley maneuver. That's what it's called. So anybody who has vertigo types of symptoms, you can look up the Epley maneuver, and it says that it's safe to do it. And it's actually a really nice, simple thing. You're just like sitting on your bed in an upright seated position, tilt your head 45-degree angle to the side that's causing your vertigo, move into the lying position on one side with your nose pointed up. Stay in this position for about 30 seconds or until the vertigo eases off, whichever is longer. And then it goes from there. So there's different ways of doing it, but it's called the Epley maneuver. And I had heard about it, but I only started trying it the night before last. And I just tried it once the night before last. Then I spoke with the physician about it yesterday. And then I did it again last night. So I think it helps. So it's like getting the fluid in your ear to move a certain way. I mean, I can feel it when I just tilt my head because of this allergies. It's really been affecting my ears. So I can feel the fluid moving around when I do that. But I think I need to call that doctor back and get an appointment so they can look in my ears, because I don't even know if it's both ears or one ear or the other ear. Anyway, let's sign off and say lovely to be here with you guys and have a great afternoon. I'm really sorry that you're getting stage fright. Aw, yeah, that's so sweet. Michael's so supportive. I wanted to ask you, Michael, if you don't mind. If you do, you can just not answer or whatever suits you. Didn't you get a new job a few months ago? Weren't you all excited about getting some new things going on in your life? So, oh, your mom and brother have vertigo. So, yeah, see if they know the Epley maneuver. They probably do. And then the medication, the Zofran, is for nausea. And I never had tried Zofran. I never had heard of it. I never needed it. But I got a prescription for it a few months ago when I had that nasty attack of the vertigo. And then the way vertigo works, it's like you just really have to like take care of yourself and take it easy to recover from it, which I had done really well over the last few months. But then with the allergy attack, it brought that vertigo back on. And I think that part of the recovery, again, with the vertigo coming back, is simply the R&R, the rest and relaxation. But then that that medicine, what do I call it? What did I say it's called? I want to say Zovirax, but it's Zofran. Zovirax is for shingles. So Zofran is just a real simple medication, but it's something that you dissolve on your tongue, and the instructions on it don't really tell you that. So like the first time I took it, I swallowed it like a pill and then was told, oh, you have to dissolve it on your tongue. So it's like, well, it should state that in the instructions, don't you think? But it is grape flavor, so it kind of gives you a hint, like as you're swallowing it. It's like, wait, why is it grape flavor? So that you can dissolve it on your tongue without, you know. Anyway, thanks, Christine. Thanks, you guys. And yeah, I'm sorry that your mom and brother have vertigo. Somebody that I know said that she got vertigo from going to an amusement park and riding all the roller coasters, and she was fine until the next day. And then it hit her like a ton of bricks. And she's a young person. And I was just like, wow, it's a good thing I don't ride roller coasters anymore, because that's probably exactly what would happen to me if I survived the roller coaster ride. I used to love that stuff, but not no more. I mean, it's all right. I can see why people like it, but not my cup of tea. I'd rather just chill. Leave that for the kids, right? All right, you guys, have a really good afternoon. Listen to some more AJR music if you like. In one of my videos a couple of weeks ago, I put like the top 10 songs of theirs, in my opinion, the top 10 songs. And I'm always right as far as I'm concerned. Um, but yeah, it's fun finding a new band. I really didn't think that I would like a band that my kids liked and were trying to drag me to. And then, of course, I get all obsessed with them. They're the bomb diggity, babe. And they're just interesting people. It's fun knowing their life stories, and they do a lot of interviews on the internet. They have a lot of fans. They have a lot of haters too. So you're good when you have a lot of haters, right? Isn't that how it goes? Those of you that have channels, and even those of you that don't. So yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Take really good care of yourselves and the people and the pets around you. Take it easy. Keep your Zen on. Drink your water. Eat your protein, fruits and veggies. Love and light. See you hopefully tomorrow. If not tomorrow, as soon as I can get on another live, I will. Have a great day.